Also, no one did actually die in the episode. Like, not even Snuggleback, and I wouldn't have cared if he died.
Wait, that's my favorite character you're talking about.
I'm going to call him Curious George from now on.
Welcome back to Owl House episode 4, Tulips First.
Yeah.
This one is probably the best episode so far.
Yes, agreed.
Ida backstory, which we don't have a whole lot of yet, but we're just getting a hint of it in this one. Like, that's always great to see. Luz finally does magic and in like a new way. It's great. Like, things are set up and then paid off. I love it.
Yeah, I love the monster design of Ida's demon form a lot, and the animation is super awesome.
Oh my god, yes. I did not expect it to be that good for some reason, but it's so good and scary.
Yeah, like, it was, like, genuinely scary. Like, when she threw the little can and then Ida ran after it, I was like, this is, like, horror movie stuff, like, honestly. Yeah. I really like this one, too.
Yeah.
I'll let the others say their thoughts first, though, because I also have already seen it, so...
Let's
Dom.
do Tipsy.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you saving for last or something?
No, I don't want to be last, but I have
Tipsy
a lot of
next.
thoughts, and I want to
Tipsy next.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll go next. Right, okay, so I absolutely loved this episode. First of all, it started off really cool and funny when she did the spell. I was joking about it raining knives, like in Adventure Time, but then it basically rained knives, except it was acid instead of knives. And...
Yeah, no, it's boiling rain on the boiling isles. I love it.
Same thing, different thing. Like, not quite knives, but basically the same thing. And I loved it. Because a nice indoors episode, locked indoors. I thought the King's Lecture was really funny. I thought Ida was adorable. I thought it was quite a tense mystery. Like, it wasn't much of a mystery, because you figured out immediately what happened, but it was an interesting plot twist. And I thought the episode did a good job of keeping me invested in a variety of ways, until it ended, added on a little bit of plot progression as well, with magic and how it works and how you have to trade something off to use magic spells. That's just so cool. They can do so much with that in the future, and I loved it. So, good characters, a good storyline, entertaining setting. Gonna give this one a very high score.
Ooh, nice. Let's go Nick next. Dom gets to go last.
I mean, basically everything I think was already said, but
I know that was such a solid review.
like strongly. I love that it's like all indoors, like that sort of like cozy setting. I guess I always love when episodes like do that kind of thing and like restrict themselves to being in one location, but still manage to have so much going on.
Same.
This is probably the first episode kind of that didn't even have like a B plot. It was just like the main story the whole time, which is a little interesting. I liked it. I mean, I think the only thing that it's not like they dwelled on it for too long, but like immediately when the monster showed up, I was like, oh, that's Ida. Okay. Like there wasn't much of a mystery or surprise there, but there didn't really have to be in the way the action was done, some of the instances of animation. Like it was great.
And this is your first episode that you haven't seen, right?
Yes.
Also, Dom disappeared.
Yep, that's okay.
All right. Which is annoying because I was just about to segue to her, but
Dom's just doing the rest of the review by herself right now.
She sounded like she had a lot of thoughts. Like I might have like held her off too much, and she just combusted.
She's dead.
I just realized, like, at the beginning of this episode, it was this one, right? Like, at the beginning where King was ripping up a ducky sock.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that those were, like, socks that Luce was wearing, and that's why later she was wearing shoes but not socks?
That's a good point. I mean, did she... Yeah, because we have a still of the episode, and she does have a short sock on there.
I didn't hear much of Tipsy's, but basically what I thought was the first and the last parts of the episode were the strongest. I actually think, like, while those were, like, really strong parts, I do not think it's the best episode. I still really enjoyed it, though. But I did find myself, like, leaning backwards in the middle, which means I'm kind of, like, too relaxed to pay attention. I don't remember a lot of the middle parts is what I mean. A lot of it's not rememberable, but the start and the end, especially the end, and the reveal was just so good and so hype. And
yeah, to that point, I think the middle, like, we already knew it was Ida, and they spent a lot of time being like, oh, who's that? And we're like, we already know, so maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why, yeah.
It was pretty easy to guess that it's going to be Ida who's the monster, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was properly foreshadowed.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad thing, because, like, I still feel this way even if I didn't know it was Ida this whole time. Because, even, like, before I found out, the moment I found out that it was Ida was, it was a bit late where, King went into Ida's room and she wasn't there, and Luz wasn't there, and I was like, oh, it's Ida. That's when I noticed it. But even, like, the moments before that happened, I found myself not as interested for some reason. But yeah, it was still a solid episode. I loved the shot of Luz writing the spells, and then there's a ton of little orbs around her. That was adorable. That was a really good shot. Again, agreeing with Chen, where the design of Ida's just too good.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good.
I love a good monster, and like I said, this show keeps delivering on that front. Just like really cool, unique monsters.
My theory for the whole episode was that I thought it was Luz's fault. I didn't think it was King's fault. I thought Luz messed up by making Ida super tired, and like that's supposed to never happen, like passing out from magic, and I thought that's what was happening, and it was gonna be Luz's fault, that I can't believe you drained her magic, now she can't contain the curse within her. But apparently it's just like the elixir, and it's King's fault.
Yeah, for me, I guess everyone's already covered everything. There's one thing in this episode that's made me roll my eyes to the back of the universe, which I think I mentioned during the first episode we watched, where I have to really be like, okay, this is like a kid's show. I can't be too critical of this stuff. But at the end, when she sees the figure, she goes, hey, you're the one who cursed me, aren't you? I'm like, why did you say that? Just leave it out. Like, it's pretty, like, I don't know. I just like the mystery of just, like, who are you? And you're like, whoa, like, we're gonna infer, wow, that's probably the one who cursed her. Like, who's this figure?
That scene was, like, so unnecessary, I agree.
Yeah, like, I liked this scene, but, like, why did you have to go, you're the one who cursed me, aren't you?
It would have been great if the last line was like, oh, not this dream again, and then she gets the nightmare. Imagine how, like, ominous that would be. It would be
What's
so
what I
good.
mean? Or just, like, her saying, who are you, over and over. But then I'm just like, maybe they they do that for some of the younger audience, and it's like I try not to be too critical of that stuff, but that stuff bothers me personally in like any sort of media where it's like so obvious to me and then they say it anyway. I'm just like, come on.
See, it seems like it's trying to target an extremely young audience, and that's why I've been giving the show a bit of slack. But then you get things like she literally ate several characters and killed the Owl House story in this episode, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think the scene where she was like trying to find them would have been genuinely scary to like a younger person.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of weird. But that's what I mean, like, if that last scene happened and she didn't say that, I would probably know, like, oh, that's probably the one who cursed her. But the fact that I didn't know that would lead to, like, more speculation, and they just, like, got rid of all speculation by her saying that. But other than that, it's a very solid episode. I enjoyed it.
Also, no one did actually die in the episode. Like, not even Snaggleback, and I wouldn't have cared if he died.
But that's my favorite character you're talking about.
I'm going to call him Curious George from now on.
King was really cute. I mean, again, it's sort of like, this one wasn't that bad, but like when he opened up to Luce and he's like, sorry, I just don't have a lot of friends, and I just want people to like me, and I thought maybe if you liked me, I'd finally have worth, and I'm like, okay, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I
was
felt like
gonna
it was
bring
a
that
little
up.
forced. I didn't love that, and the Owl House as a show, like, keep an eye on that in the future, because they do that sometimes, and it bugs me.
Well, like Steven Universe does.
I never even felt like King like ever exhibited that he was lonely or anything. Like he's kind of pushed around by everybody, but there was never like him coming out like that. Just seemed like it was for the sake of the episode
The
having
plot.
some
Yeah,
sort of moral.
like they had it written in an outline, but they didn't really build up to it at all.
I think the reason why I feel so unsatisfied is because they really build up how insecure King's feeling, but it's not super resolved at the end. Like, yeah, sure, he has Snaggleback to talk about demons with for that last part, but I don't hear like a thank you from Luz. Like, I just don't feel
she
like
was
King...
like, oh, I had the best teacher, but it's like she didn't really properly.
She forgot his name like 20 minutes ago in the episode. So.
But other than that, yeah. What about ratings? I'll go first because I talked last. I give that one an 8, personally. Kind of like I don't know. Maybe I want to give it a 7, but I'm a very generous giver of ratings, and I enjoyed it, so I give it an 8.
I am definitely giving it a 7 because of my thoughts, but it was still solid.
I'm giving it an 8.5. Screw you, Crowned.
No,
Wait,
no,
are you?
Why wasn't I allowed? No, you gotta choose.
Wait,
8 or
aren't
9.
you the one who told Dom she wasn't
Okay, well,
allowed to?
I have to round it up to a 9, but I feel like it's somewhere between an 8 and a 9. Your criticisms, I do agree with it a lot, but I also felt like the episode was entertaining to me from start to finish, and it made me laugh a lot, so it has high values in my books, and it didn't get much wrong, so I'm giving it a 9.
Well, I'm with Tipsy. I'm also giving it a 9. I think it very strongly gave me like Invader Zim vibes, which is always good. Like just the horror aspect of it, that whole thing, and some of the animation in there, like that alone makes it a 9, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
and how much it's set up. Like
I can very much excuse a couple of things that weren't that great.
I'm standing by my word. This is the best episode so far. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
Whoa!
First 10!
Oh, damn!
Oh my god, first 10 right here. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, as an episode, like you said, like it set so much up, and it made a lot of interesting stuff to be excited about. So
I'm so excited for Ida. I want to know so much more about her.
Also, I will say, like you know, there's a plot hole or whatever, I guess. You know, that wall, I think it wasn't destroyed. Which
Boo!
used, like, the
I
big
think it
light
should have
smell, so,
been.
you know, that could have been executed better, but I don't actually care that much. It was still a good episode.
Yeah.
I don't think the wall was destroyed. I don't think that's like a thing either. Like it was a good theory, but I think it was just like the tiny papers, I guess, just kind of turned into it. But if it's something bigger, it's like, I don't know.
No.
Wait, so you could cheat at magic by drawing on something massive?
What was that?
So you could cheat at magic by drawing on something too big to transmutate?
I don't really know. I'm gonna pay attention to that because I never got that impression when I first watched it for some reason.
That's my impression.
And I don't really know, so I'm gonna see. But that's a cool idea. But yeah, we're gonna watch more.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch more.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. All right, sign off. Here we go. Goodbye forever. Until next time.
Until
Forever.
the next episode.
Wait, we have more episodes. You just said.
Thanks for watching, and super special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to know when I post a new video. Be sure to stay tuned for more new videos and live streams. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok to get frequent updates and video clips. And consider supporting me on Patreon for just $2 a month to get some behind-the-scenes content, like scripts and review notes, and even early videos. Once we get about 20 Patreon supporters, I'll start a Discord server for us to chat.